And he said, they said to me that the people who escaped the exile and went back to the province are in great trouble and they are in disgrace. And the reproach and the trouble that is in the land now has to do with the lack of the wall of Jerusalem. Since the wall of Jerusalem was broken down, there's too much exposure of the people to the enemy. There's too much attack of the people because of what has happened in the land. And the Bible says, the moment this landed in the heart and in the spirit of Nehemiah, it triggered something, and the man understood that there is a call of my assignment that is greater than what I'm doing right now. Now, I want you to understand that Nehemiah had ability in the natural perspective as a man to say, by the way, I am doing very well. I feel I'm comfortable where I am, even though it is not my homeland. I'm in a foreign land, but look at who I am. Look at the influence that I carry in this land. Look at the position that I carry in this land. I've come to realize that not just doing something that makes you to be complete, but it's actually finding yourself in the area of your placement that makes you to be a complete man. You can be too busy, but you're not in your place. You can be too committed, but you're not in your place. You can be working too hard, but you're not positioned in a place that makes you complete and makes you to be the right man of that thing. Because Nehemiah was not a man that was struggling. Nehemiah is not a man that was saying, I'm looking for something to do. This is a man that was very comfortable doing and working daily. And that is why you realize that before he embarks on this assignment, he had to go to his boss, the king of Persia, King Cyrus, and just submit to him and say, sir, I've come with one prayer, and my prayer is that you give me permission. I'm gonna sit for a leave for some time just to be able to go back home and be able to deal with the situation. There is something that is happening home. Though you allowed some of my people to go back home, though I have remained here and I am doing very well, I can't complain, but I feel there is something that is at home, and the only man that has been assigned with that duty, it is me. And therefore he goes back to the king and says, I just need a permission from you to be able to go back home and rebuild the wall of Jerusalem. And the Bible says the king did not just grant him permission alone, but he also gave him authority. The Bible says the letters were sent to every province, so that as Nehemiah moves with the third bunch of the people, there should be no resistance from the people that are in the land. The Babylonian, the people in the Syrian land, they were not permitted to resist anybody that Nehemiah wanted to go with. Why? Because there was a decree from the king. And on top of the letter that was given, the Bible says again that he was told, bring anything that is needed to be useful for you, any resource that is needed for you to be able to go and accomplish the job, I'm ready to provide it to you. Now, anytime you find yourself in your placement, anytime you are totally or you are fully equipped in your place, you will realize that God will never provide until you locate the assignment. God does not provide, then you walk around looking for what you to do. Until you find yourself in what you ought to do, the provision will never come. Provision is never released and handed to you by heaven when you are trying to figure out what I'm gonna do. When you are still in that imagination of what am I called to do? What am I supposed to do? How do I begin to do it? When you are still in the dimension of trying to imagine what you want to do, then the provision is too far from you. Divine provision is only available when you have located the assignment, because the assignment is what carries the need. Glory to God. It is the assignment that carries the need. It is not what you are trying to imagine to do. Until you find yourself in the place of your assignment, it is that assignment that you place before God and you say, God, this is why I need you to provide. That is why the moment Nehemiah saw the need gave him the assignment, and then he began to pray. That is why the Bible says he prayed, he fasted and prayed to God. when he was fasting and praying, he was literally giving himself to the job as he presents the need for the job. He was giving himself to the job and at the same time trying to present the need for the job. And it is the need for the job that made God to be able to speak to the king before even Nehemiah arrived there. And he commanded the king such that when the king came, Nehemiah did not present the budget to the king. It is the king who requested the budget for the assignment. Oh God, I feel like I'm talking to somebody here. It is not Nehemiah that went with the budget of the assignment and the need and said, my Lord, I want you to provide me with, he just said, give me permission. All that I need from you is the permission. But because of the prayer that the man had made, the prayer, God used it to command the king that the king had to provide for the need. That need, it is because of the assignment that Nehemiah had seen. So when the man is coming back to rebuild the wall of Jerusalem, he has seen the need and the need has given him an assignment. And it is the need that he presented before God that provoked God to supernaturally provide through the king of Persia. So the king had to just speak to Nehemiah and say, please, look here. Please, anything that is needed for you to be able to accomplish this job, because you have just came and you want permission to go. But if there is anything that is needed for you to be able to accomplish the job, I'm gonna provide it to you. Now, I want you to understand that anytime you are correctly placed, correct placement simply means that number one, you are in the place of your assignment. You are in the place, you've well located your job description. You have understood what you ought to do, because Nehemiah is not leaving to come to Jerusalem and begin to ask the people who came there first, there is Zerubbabel and there is Ezra, and begin to talk to them and say, what is it that we are supposed to do? What is the need here? Please, never go to ministry, any place, never join a church and then you begin to say, now I want to know, what can I do here? Never join a ministry and you say, I'm just here, and pastor, if you have anything that you feel like I want to do, then I'm ready to be used. No. Anytime you arrive in a place and you have not located the need in that place, then you will not find your placement. Because it is the need that gives you the assignment. It is the assignment that gives you the placement. And I said earlier that the moment you find yourself in that placement, which is your position, then be ready for the opposition. People who run away from any position in any given position that they have been given, they are people who are literally saying, I'm ready to do nothing. Avoiding opposition is avoiding assignment. Avoiding opposition is quitting the assignment. Avoiding opposition is withdrawing from the assignment. You cannot step in on opposition, because the thing that brings you in that position, it is the need. You must be driven by the need to accomplish and never be excited by the position you have been given. Anytime you find yourself in a position without a need, then you have nothing to accomplish. Because whatever keeps your focus, whatever builds your energy to continue, whatever gives you the momentum, whatever brings commitment in you, whatever brings consistency in you, it is not the name of the position, it is the need that drove you into that position that you found yourself in. Because it is the need that will sustain you there. When Nehemiah came into the land, and the need here is that I need to put up the wall. The need sustained the assignment that the man could not be able to withdraw. Because the moment he embarked on the assignment, the Bible says, the opposition began to come. The opposition is not an indication that what you are doing is wrong. Most of the time I've come to learn is that the opposition in any given assignment It is a great announcement that you are correctly placed in your assignment. Correct placement will always be announced by the opposition that you confront. Anytime, I've seen these people who say, me, I cannot continue. People cannot talk about me this way. I will not serve anymore. I will not continue to do that